UC Transfer Admission Guarantee, also known as TAG. This is Mercedes del Real, Counselor and Transfer and Career Center Coordinator for Hartnell College. So, what is TAG exactly? Okay. The Transfer Admission Guarantee, or TAG, is a program that offers students from California community colleges guaranteed admission to specific UC campuses. The process involves creating a TAP account that becomes your TAG application. And this application is due between September 1st and the 30th of the year prior to your transfer or your start at the university. If approved, this tag guarantees you will be admitted if you follow the guidelines and meet the criteria designed by the university. Part of that criteria is following up with your transfer admission application in the month of November. So the tag does not replace your transfer admission application, okay? And you may be wondering, is a tag right for me? Let me tell you, a tag is a free, quick, and easy way to determine if you are eligible for admission to a specific college or university. If you meet the criteria for TAG, you should give it a try. TAG provides prospective students with a specific plan of action to ensure they satisfy the admissions requirements. It also provides the participating universities with your contact information, and as a result, you will have direct access to university representatives and current information pertaining to their admissions or changes you should know about. Tab to TAG application. The Transfer Admission Planner is to create an inventory of your coursework, self-report your academic history, and then your tab becomes your TAG application. You must remember to submit your tag between September 1st and September 30th of the year prior to your transfer. To start your tag application, create and complete Transfer Admission Planner, known as TAP. And once your TAP account is open, make sure that you complete all of the information related to your academic history. To start your tag, you'll essentially just need to go to the Tag tab that's embedded within your tab and then click Submit. This is what it looks like. You would go to the UC Transfer Admission Planner to create an account, or you can enter your username and password as a returning student and click Sign In. If you're creating your account for the first time, it's going to ask you for your contact information and then your preferred email. I would recommend that you use an email that you're checking regularly, and this can be your student email account or it can be a personal email account. Once you're in the tab, you will navigate the tab application through the various tabs that are located on the right side panel, right? So I'll have, it's divided into sections. It has an About Me section, then it follows with a transfer plan. So you have my transfer plan, my academic history, messages, which in this section of messages, you can find communications that are sent between you and the university representatives or your community college counselors. And then you also have a final tab that has your record review. For every section you complete, the link on the sidebar will change color. Then you may click Next on the list. The link on the sidebar is available throughout the application so you can navigate between each section. If you have technical issues, UC can help you troubleshoot. So there's a hyperlink embedded in the tab account to help. The About Me section, just as you imagine, is going to be about your personal information, your demographic information, which may be used to match you with scholarships and other student support programs. So I do encourage you to provide that information if you feel comfortable enough. And it also includes information about supporting programs such as EOPS, STEM, MESA, Transfer Preparation Program, TRIO program, and then it has your account settings, of course. So this is a little preview to your personal information section. It will ask you for your student ID number. Make sure that you enter your Hartnell College student ID number, right? So it will say, what is your student ID number at your current school? You should include your Hartnell College ID number in that section. Under the demographic information, it includes your primary language, residency, whether you were in foster care. It will ask you questions related to your parents' level of education, household income in the previous 2 years, and questions related to gender, race, and ethnicity. In the support program involvement section, it will ask you to select any of the programs that you participated in and or any support programs you would like to participate at the UC level. We have for all of our students is Hartnell is served by the UC Santa Cruz Transfer Preparation Program. So if you don't see any of these student support programs as a program that you've participated in, I encourage you to select the Transfer Preparation Program, and this will enable you to become a member automatically for the UC Santa Cruz Transfer Preparation Program. And I want to clarify that this doesn't mean that you're only interested in UC Santa Cruz. It just simply means that, the UC Santa Cruz campus is the nearest UC campus to Hartnell College. And so they actually become our liaison to all of the UC campuses in the system. So it's important for you to be a member just so that you have better access to their services. And of course, they would connect you to any UC, representative that you would need to be connected to if they're not able to answer your questions. Under account settings, this is where you're going to set up your password and your academic history. This is where you're going to input the high schools that you've attended, the dates of attendance, your graduation date, colleges that you may have attended, and whether or not you will be completing an associate degree or an associate degree for transfer. You'll include your expected graduation date, and the most important part is that you'll include your coursework. You will enter all courses completed at the colleges and universities that you've attended, including the non-transferable courses. So this coursework section it should be a mirror image of your transcript in college, right? And then if you completed any exams in high school, advanced placement exams that you earned credit for, you'll also include this in your academic history. This is what the academic history section looks like. Again, you'll add the high schools that you've previously attended. As a college student, there's no need to enter the high school courses that you're completing. So I do want to clarify that TAP is available for students as high school students or as community college students, right? So the transfer admission planner can be used by any student, from high school to community college. And so even though you'll have a section for high school, it doesn't mean that you have to enter the courses that you completed in high school. Okay, just make sure that you add the high school and the graduation date or the date that you have earned your high school or GED equivalent diploma. And for your academic history college entry, you will enter Hartnell College. If you attended any other college, you must also enter them separately. Okay. In your academic history, you will be providing information that relates to any educational gaps too, right? So let's say you started at Hartnell College in fall of 2015, but then for spring 2016, you took a break. Then you came back in fall of 2016. They will expect you to provide a short explanation of why you missed school for that term, right? And you can include a simple summary. Maybe you decided to stop attending college to work full time. Maybe you had other responsibilities at home. Whatever it is, they just need information to fill in the gap. And there's no right or wrong answer, of course, but they want to see your trail and understand what happened when you took a break. What was it? Was it a temporary issue? They want to know how they can best support you in your educational journey too. So this clarifies, any information that they should know about why you had to step out for, a semester or two. And it will ask you questions related to residency as well, right? So it'll ask you if at the time of transfer you'll be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, if you are a dreamer or an AB 540 student. This is an example of how you would answer, right? So at the time of transfer, will you be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? You would say no if you're a dreamer, right? And you're not going to be changing that status anytime soon. And then it'll ask you, do you hold a non-immigrant visa? For this question, you will also say no if you're a Dreamer student, and that will flag your account as a Dreamer student. And again, this will be enabling the university to provide you with additional resources that are applicable to you as a Dreamer student. In the coursework section, you will enter every course that you have completed or attempted in all colleges and universities previously attended. And this is related to, coursework that you may have within the United States or even outside of the United States. Just remember that, TAG is a transfer tool that's available for students that are completing the majority of their units at a California community college. So if you did attend a community college outside of, California, and you have the majority of your transfer units from a community college outside of California, then you should know that you would not be meeting the eligibility criteria for TAG. It's important that when you're inputting your coursework, you're using your college transcripts, right? And the transcript will give you a list term by term of your courses. So this is going to be easier for you to input all your coursework, right? You want to make sure that you're inputting the coursework in order by term that you completed them or attempted these courses. And then also ensure that all courses, including the non-transferable courses, are being inputted, as well as repeated courses or courses in which you earned a W, D, or F grades. So this is kind of a preview of what your coursework section will look like. You're going to click on Add a Course, and then as you type in the subject, it will provide you with a list of courses that are offered at that community college, and then you can click on the hyperlink of the course that you completed and it'll automatically add it. You need to make sure that you're entering the term date and select the college you took the course using the drop-down menu. So if you attended multiple colleges, then under select school attended for this term, you would be able to choose the community college that's appropriate. And then you do want to put the course names such as math, biology, or English on the search box. And again, use the drop-down menu that it provides you with, or a list of courses that it provides you with, to select the right class. If in the list of transferable courses that appears there, you can't find the class that you completed, that is probably because the course is not a transferable course, and that's okay. So the next step would be to go to the section that says My Course is not listed here. Click Add it now, and then you manually enter the course. Okay. When selecting the course from the list, add the grade or select In Progress or Planned if the class has not been completed yet. If it's not on the list, again, you'll click on Add it now and enter the course information. Make sure to enter the course information correctly. Our local courses are actually 3 digits, and our transferable courses should be 2 digits or 1 digit. So any class numbered 1 through 99 is transferable. Classes numbered 100 and above, actually 100 up to 199, are degree applicable at Hartnell. So those are considered the local courses. You want to make sure that you enter your grade. And then also in the exam section, this is related to course advanced placement exams that you may have taken or completed in high school. If you took AP courses and passed them with a 3, a 4, or a 5, then you're going to be earning college credit for those. So this is the section where you will list them. And my transfer plan, this is where you select the UC campuses that you are interested in applying to. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're definitely going to apply to these campuses, but if you are thinking of applying to these UC campuses, you want to make sure that you select them. You can apply to multiple UC campuses for admission, but your TAG application can only be sent to 1 out of 6 UCs that participate in the TAG program. So once you're ready to submit your TAG, you will select a TAG campus, only 1 out of the 6 campuses, right? And then in addition to that, you're going to submit your application for transfer admission, which is normally due in the month of November. TAG is due in the month of September, 1 month before your transfer application. under My Transfer Plan, you may select the UC campuses that you're thinking about applying to, regardless of filing a tag application to. So here you should be able to, select UC Berkeley, for example, who does not participate in tag. But if you're interested in applying to that campus, you can select it here. You may select as many as you want, 1 through 9 campuses, and this is for your TAP or your Transfer Admission Planner profile. It's not necessarily your tag yet, okay? Your tag application is basically submitting your TAP account for review. So your Transfer Admission Planner is going to be an inventory of the coursework that you completed at the community college. And then your tag is essentially you submitting the Transfer Admission Planner so that the UC campus that you're interested in a guaranteed admission with can review it. So your tag major is going to be very specific, right? And your tag eligibility criteria is specific to the UC campus. You must enter the same major on your UC admission application that you select for tag in order for your tag to be, 100% guaranteed. If you select, for example, your tag application to be for the psychology major, but then later in November, you apply for admission into the sociology major, then at that point, your tag application is not going to be of much use for you. The tag application should be an added resource as a transfer student, and so it guarantees you admission if you meet specific criteria for the campus and the major that you're applying into. In order for you to know that specific criteria, you'll need to review the tag matrix, which is published every year with new information or updates on the minimum GPA required and also the minimum, coursework required for the specific major. So we'll review the tag matrix a little bit further down this presentation. And your tag application, it will also ask you to enter the term that you plan to apply for transfer admission, right? So if you're planning to transfer into the university into the fall 2023 semester, you will select it here and then make sure that you submit your transfer admission application in the month of November. In the messages section, you find messages from UC campuses regarding your TAP or tag. Sometimes you'll get prompted to correct information or add additional information, so make sure that you check this regularly. And then in your record review, this section, you basically review and you can print all your entries under this section as well, but you're reviewing your personal info, your outreach and student support program info, your transfer plan, your tag information, academic information, coursework, exams, and then any information that you provided throughout the transfer admission planner. And finally, these are some reminders that are important to keep at the top of your list when you're submitting tag. You may apply to only one UC campus for tag, but you may apply to multiple campuses for admission. Okay, so tag can only be used at one campus, but you can definitely apply to all 9 campuses if you wanted to for admission, right? Apply for the fall admission in November. Even though you're submitting tag, this is not replacing your transfer admission application. It's just an added resource to your transfer plan. And it is free, unlike your transfer application, which is going to be $70 per campus. If you qualify for a fee waiver, then you don't have to worry about the $70 fee for up to 4 campuses. But if you don't qualify for the fee waiver, you'll be expected to pay $70 per campus that you apply to for admission. For the tag, there is no cost. So it is free for all students. And then you also need to make sure that you enter your full legal name through your UC tag and your application. Make sure that you report every course that appears on your transcript, including those you completed with a grade on F, D, W, or courses that you repeated. And report any colleges attended, including universities out of the United States, explain any gaps in your education after high school. And again, the explanation doesn't have to be very detailed. A small, short summary of what happened in the semester or semesters that you didn't attend school is fine, such as, I had to work full time or had family responsibilities to tend to. Just make sure that you fill in the gaps, okay? Verify the accuracy of all your entries before you submit it. And summer units do not count towards admission review, but can be transferred for content credit, right? So let's say your last semester at Hartnell College should be spring 2022. Then that means that if you're taking summer units in summer 2022, those cannot contribute to the minimum 60 units for transfer, but they can be, courses that maybe help you meet an elective for your major, right? So they'll still meet the content criteria. You'll get credit for it in terms of meeting the elective class for your major, but it just won't count towards you meeting the 60 transferable units. So essentially what it means is your 60 transferable units should be complete at the end of spring 2022. Anything that you choose to take in summer 22 should be above the minimum criteria for admissions to UC. Okay, and then the resources section here that I want to review with you. It's actually really the tag matrix is the most important one that I want to show you, just because here you're able to review all the information about the eligibility to submit tag for the different campuses that participate, right? Once you're ready to submit your tag, you're going to go to the uctab.universityofcalifornia.edu page / students. That should open up the tag application, or the TAP application, rather. But let's take a look at the tag matrix here. So the transfer admission guarantee, or tag for students, is updated every year in the month of August. This is the new one for students that are applying for transfer admission into the fall 2022 at the UC. And so here, again, it goes over who can apply for TAG. It also reviews the 6 campuses that participate in TAG, gives you an overview of your timeline, right? So in September, you should be submitting your TAG, and then in November, submitting your transfer application. And then there's a table here that kind of guides you through the contact information for each school. On the contact info here, usually it hyperlinks to the tag page for each campus. So if I click on tag UC Davis, it'll take me to the page that explains all the tags available for UC Davis. Same thing for UC Irvine, Merced, Riverside, Santa Barbara, and Santa Cruz. And then it will provide you with additional information related to majors. Some students, or some campuses rather, will have limited number of majors available for tag. So some of them will not open all of the majors. And it will tell you here, right, on the table. And then it says here, what are the minimum UC transferable units that you need completed in order to be able to submit a tag. And that is 30 semester units. And this is true for all of the participating campuses. So in order for you to be eligible to submit your tag application this September, you must have completed 30 transferable semester units by the end of this past summer, okay? If you are currently at 27 transferable units, then you're not going to be eligible to submit tag, but obviously you would still be eligible to apply for transfer admission to UC, right? So just remember, tag is an added resource, but it's not the only resource for transfer admission. In here, you can see, for example, at UC Davis, that the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences has a minimum GPA requirement of 3.2, while the College of Engineering requires a 3.5 GPA or higher. Again, this is only for the tag eligibility. It doesn't mean that you must have a 3.5 GPA to apply for, the College of Engineering during regular admissions. During regular admissions, in November, you can submit your application even if your GPA is below this. I tell students all the time, the tag is an added resource. And so I have seen personally students who sometimes are denied tag because let's say they're at 3.4 GPA instead of being a 3.5 GPA, right? So they're not meeting the specific tag criteria for admissions, but they still meet the admissions criteria for the campus, right? So when they're applying in November during regular admissions, they get reviewed and they are still able to be offered admission. So do not panic if your tag does not get approved. Please still submit your application. And then also remember that even in the worst of the case scenarios, let's say you did apply in November, your tag got denied for September, let's say you apply in November and your regular admissions gets denied, you also still have the opportunity to appeal the transfer admission decision, right? Just keep in mind that in an appeals process, you need to provide the university with new information. So if there's something that happened maybe over the last semester that you were not able to include in your application, let's say you got a really good internship opportunity and this impacts how you view your commitment to your major, you're going to be able to provide that additional info in an appeals letter, right? And so that may provide you with an opportunity to be admitted to the university. So don't take no for an answer until it's the final answer. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to apply to the UC and appeal. And again, this tag matrix is updated every year so that you can check for the major that you're applying to and the minimum GPA that it requires. As you can see here, Santa Cruz requires a minimum GPA of 3.0 from all of their majors, but there are other campuses like UC Merced that has a minimum GPA as low as a 2.8 for certain majors in arts and humanities, and then it varies by other colleges too. So like the College of Engineering is higher; it's a minimum of 3.0 for UC Merced. And I think that overall, the highest minimum GPA is going to be for UC Davis in the College of Engineering, being a 3.5. And then you also have specific, English and math. Your transfer English and your transfer English math courses have to be fulfilled by a certain term, right? So if you're applying to UC Davis, for example, by the end of fall 2021, you should already have completed both of your transfer English courses, such as English 1A and English 1B or English 2. A requirement for the math to be completed at a specific term as well. But for most of them, you want to make sure that during this fall, you complete the minimum transfer admission requirements, which is your 2 semesters of transfer English, 1 semester of transfer math, and your other major preparation courses, right? And those are specified in the tag pages for the campuses. So if you're wanting to apply to UC Davis engineering, you want to make sure that you utilized assist.org to review the admission criteria for that major. The specific required lower division classes that you need to take to be considered for admission are going to be outlined in the assist.org report. And of course, please consult with your counselors here at Hartnell College to help you with your education plan and to ensure that you are meeting all of the requirements for TAG. The Transfer and Career Center does have, it provides you with workshops during the month of September to support you in submitting your TAG application. Okay, so make sure that you also visit with the Transfer and Career Center at Hartnell College. And we have a lot of the workshops are going to be promoted in our calendar of events. So for upcoming webinars, view our calendar of events page. And here you'll have the hyperlinks to any upcoming, workshops, for example, You can open these ones. It'll have the hyperlink to the Zoom conference, and you can just join it for any support that you may need. So keep in touch. And this is it for the UC Transfer Admission Planner tag presentation. I hope it was helpful. And again, if you have additional questions, please consult with us in counseling, make an appointment with a counselor, or reach out to the Transfer and Career Center at Hartnell College for assistance. Thank you.